What's good, y'all? This your boy Shatek, the producer. We're on the Beatsonfilm network. We call this one Conversations on Film. All right, so listen. So let's get into some subjects, right? Some topics, right? Make sure y'all like and subscribe. You know, I got a lot of people, text me, what they think about it. Put it in the comments on YouTube. It's important for the algorithms to go up. Subscribe, like, hit the notification button, all that stuff that YouTubers say. All right, so let's talk about being in a relationship, right, with someone with kids, right, and dealing with the other parent. So if you're in a serious relationship, and you have kids, and your baby father may be crazy, or your baby mother may be crazy, or their baby mother may be crazy, or their baby father may be crazy. How do you handle that? Who wants to take a stab at it first?
I'll go.
I'm going to let Rick go. He's the guest.
That's how it works. Yeah, that's first. I get you. I just think when you're dealing with somebody, the biggest thing is full disclosure. Listen, my baby daddy crazy. This is your warning before you get involved with me. Listen, I got kids, and as much as things are going hot and heavy with me and you, this nigga over here crazy. Right? And if if you're willing to deal with that, then we can take it to the next level. The same thing with, how old your kids are, right? Letting them know how old your kids are, what your situation's like. Are you single? But then is there someone that still thinks you and them are like that? Because that's what happens a lot of times. You think you're single, and that person like, nah, we hooked up forever. So I think full disclosure is the most important thing. And then if you could get that, at least you've been warned, right? That this person over here is nuts, and you now entering at your own risk.
All right, so what if it's one of those situations where your guys were just, messing around, and it was just something fun, and then you caught feelings, and it's like too late?
Well, I mean, how do you? The thing about it, when you catch feelings is like you really can't put no borders on emotions, right? Like people are like you say you're just going in for fun, but then when emotions get involved, there really is why they're called emotions, because there's no rationale to it, right? You can't tell when your emotions are going to get hit. You met somebody, and all of a sudden, like, damn, she kissed me like that, and now I like her.
But you do have to allow your emotions to fully come through. Mm-hmm. So you have to already be in tune with letting that side of yourself. Because I don't date people with kids.
What?
Well,
and I have kids.
She has kids.
I feel like that when you establish this kind of line, you might be missing out on your blessing. The nicest guy in the world might have some kids, and he might be a gentleman and be raising those kids proper. You're
right. Yeah. However, what I've come to realize is a lot of men don't have control over their situation.
All right, wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Go back.
So you have kids, right?
Uh-huh.
How many kids you got?
2.
You have 2 kids' fathers, or 1?
Technically 1.
Technically 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got kids, but the nigga can't have no kids.
Anybody else smell a double standard here?
Oh, I believe in double standards, and I'm going to explain mine. So as a woman, I have a stellar co-parenting situation with their father. We hang out. He comes around all the time. Like, we're cool. A lot of men don't have that. So for me, it's like, I can't have a copacetic situation and allow your drama to now be a part of my life and my situation.
Well, let's backtrack on that, because the initial question was if you're dating someone with kids, and we talked about full disclosure. How about it that I'm the nicest guy in the world, but you have this copacetic relationship with your ex, and I'm not cool with that?
Then I can't date you. Like we've already set up.
But
me and my ex have already set up the boundary that. Yeah. The foundation we have for our family, nobody can come in and mess that up, right? So like if Shorty if he's dating somebody and she would say, I don't want her at the girl's birthday party because he threw the party that year. Absolutely not. She's always invited because she's family.
I mean, at the end of the day, that is your kid's father, right? But I'm the nicest guy in the world. Look at me.
How nice are you?
Super nice. I'm protecting, providing.
So then why do you have a problem with me and him's relationship?
Because that's another man in my domain. Right, I'm trying to get with you.
We married?
Am I married? Yeah.
No. I said, we like in that situation? Would you be married? Because if you're your domain, you must.
But I mean, once I'm trying to establish us building into something, then that becomes my domain. That's why I'm trying to gather you into my space, but I will never be able to solely get you into my space because you have another man there. And his responsibility is not necessarily to you. His responsibility is to his kids.
Absolutely.
So his responsibility to his kids shouldn't get in the way of you taking on me as a really nice guy.
But he's going to be around. So like if Thanksgiving, I throw a big barbecue every year. He's always there with his friends, his family. I just had an event, a couple weeks ago. I was sitting in one chair. My boyfriend was on my left and he was on my right. And they have respect for each other.
No, I understand.
But that's my take, right? That I don't date people that, because a lot of men don't have control. Now it's child support. Now it's, oh, well, she's going to take me because now I have a girlfriend, or I can't do this, or I can't do that, or now money woes, because that's a big thing in relationships too, right? But now that I'm getting older, I don't necessarily want to date somebody that doesn't have kids, because I don't want to have any more kids.
But then doesn't that relatability comes involved too, when that person knows how to handle having kids and you...
Absolutely. I just rather your kids be grown.
I smell a double standard, Jazz. I ain't take you for a double standard.
I'm not. I rather the kids be grown. But the reason being, I don't have time for her to find out and figure out who I am. And now she wants to take you for child support, and now we playing the manipulation game. I'm not built for that.
Yeah.
Like I'm built to like just
but then
haul off.
If you were if you were initially able to set up a copacetic situation for you, why didn't you think that I'll be able to do that?
I haven't found that yet.
It's there.
I haven't found it yet. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying it's very rare.
I think too what happened is that notion gets put into place. That is very rare. And I don't think it is very rare. I just think there's a stigma on necessarily black men too, that we don't know how to be cooperative and how to, be cordial and raise our kids the right way. A lot of biases do come from bitter baby mamas, not necessarily black men at all. Like, I'm willing to be the man that I want to be for my kids, as long as, we can just be cordial. And a lot of times women don't want to be cordial. It's naturally an instinctive thing for women to be jealous.
Right.
Jealousy is actually a female trait.
Me being a baby father of 3, right?
Yeah.
I've never, this is crazy, right? Baby fathers of 3. I have never had a stellar co-parenting situation, right? Where my girlfriend that I'm with could be around this kid and that kid. And
see that I can't. I can't even take you seriously.
It's a hard thing to juggle.
But Shy, is that because of you, or is it because?
I think it's because of me a little bit. It's not because I was like stepping out or nothing, or kept messing with my baby mothers or anything like that. It just never, it was always something that, and then I feel like I gotta protect the person that I'm with. From the nonsense.
Right.
So it's like, in a way you kind of choosing sides a little bit.
Yeah, like I dated somebody that had kids, and him and his baby mother I was at his house. They were arguing over the phone, and she asked him to put me on the phone. So I was like, okay. I get on the phone, and she's like, oh, he spent the night at my house in October. I made him dinner and he stayed over here. And if you want, I could put my son on the phone. He'll tell you he was over here. And at the time, I think the little boy was like 9 years old.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't speak to children. I'm grown. Like, no. But what was the point of this conversation, right?
People are trying to win.
But wait, so now she's like, so she tells me he spent the night at her house in October. Me and him didn't start dating until November. So then when the egg got on her face, because she was like, oh, well, damn, my timeline is messed up. You know what I'm saying? She wound up putting him on child support. A portion of it was because of me, because she was mad that he had another relationship, because when I came around, he stopped sleeping with her completely or whatever. I've just seen too much vindictive, manipulative stuff, and I don't have the time for the drama at this point. And then I've yet to meet a disrespectful kid, but I know that they do exist, right? So now you acting funny style because your mother funny style. And then, so now I gotta go tell you, go get your mother. Because I don't take disrespect from kids at all.
Understood. I mean, you're laying out a clear boundary, right? But I don't think with boundaries, you do alienate people. When you alienate people, you might be alienating your blessing. I mean, the guy for you might be that guy.
Well, the person I'm dating now has kids, but they're 20. Wait. They're 21.
Yeah. Older kids.
20.
Yeah.
Oh, the kids that age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold up now. I ain't no cougar. Listen, I can't date you if you ain't know about the yellow plastic wrap on the KFC corn back in the day. Like, you got to be a certain age. You got to be a certain age for me to date you. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
The original corn of the car.
Facts. On the wooden stick. Like, if you don't know stuff like that, you wasn't around for the white tea era, I can't date you.
Yeah. The white tea era fact.
But his kids basically are grown, right? And
so technically they're not kids.
Right. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So like you can have kids, but they need to be a little bit older. Because again, that child support, manipulative conversation, or I don't want nobody around my kid. And then when you ask the woman why, and it's like, oh, well, I just, I don't really know you. But how many people in the schoolhouse do you know? Yeah. You should be the president of the PTA if that's the case, Ma. Because your kid goes to school every day, and unless you know every person in that school, how am I a threat? Yeah. Because we jumping on the same joystick now. Yeah. Come on, I'm not here for it.
That's what it is. A joystick.
Magic stick, joystick, pleasure stick, whatever you want to call it.
So all right, cool. So you wouldn't really take anyone serious with kids. What about just having little relationships? Like,
oh yeah, that's cool.
Like I've done that a plethora of times.
A plethora
of times.
Well, it's just a fun thing,
right?
But then, Sha, we were talking about the idea of emotions coming involved, because sometimes you go with one intention and end up with a different result.
Absolutely,
right? You go thinking, all right, I'm gonna have some fun. You know what I mean? Shorty's all right, and then you go over there and you're like, damn, she sucked the shit out of me.
Yeah,
I'm in love.
So the crazy thing is, as many women I've dealt with that had kids, I literally never really took them serious.
Yeah, why is
never?
That?
I just felt like I didn't want to. It's like I could have kids, right? But your first kid got to be my kid.
I felt that.
Yeah,
that's
I agree with that
that's
too.
just
I felt that
how it was, and I've never really took anyone, any of them serious. Like they bring their kids around me.
Sha. So we both Aquarius, right? So we bond on that Aquarius thing, and we're like easily detached. Right. We can be detached. I won't say easily detached, but we can be detached in the sense of what your intentions are, and like you really are not gonna deviate from that. So like you deal with someone, and no matter how much that person, kids or not, like dig you, that I'm really not going nowhere. Like I'm really not into this as much as you want me to be into this. So like my detachment is there, just in a mental state. Like listen, I like you. I like you. You like me, but in my mind, I know this is not going past here, right? Mm-hmm. And even if you want to go past there, I'm not going to allow it to go there, because my intentions were never to go past there. Even if I'd rather cut the whole thing off than let my emotions let me go past where I intended to be in the first place. And that's always happened. Right. You know what I mean?
But isn't that a boundary that you're setting up? Or what if you're missing your blessing?
You right. I'm not saying that we're not missing no blessings. I'm just putting it out there. Wait a minute. You stand a chance of missing your blessing by setting up boundaries. Because I think people talk about falling in love. The number one way that you fall in love is being vulnerable, right? And when you're being vulnerable, you're allowing yourself to be open to whatever. Once you start setting up boundaries, then you're not as vulnerable as you think you are.
I set boundaries. I can't not set boundaries, because I know I have non-negotiables, right? And I know what I don't want.
Give me a non-negotiable besides the kids.
Non-negotiable is living with your mom.
Wow,
that's a non-negotiable for me.
What if
mom lives with me?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, if your mother lives with you, and I'm not just gonna take your word for that. Like I would need to see. I don't want to say I want to see your bills, because that's not it. But I need a man that can hold his own.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want somebody who is still under his mother. And there's a difference between being a mama's boy and somebody that loves their mother unconditionally. Yeah. I'm all for the loving your mother unconditionally. But when you a mama's boy and now you got to consult your mother about any and everything that you do, where you go, how it get, bruh.
Mama knows best though. Nah.
Then stay with your mama.
Right.
Stay with your mama. I need a man.
Hey.
Yeah. Cool. So, all right. So, I guess, you would. So, Rick, you would. Your situation, but you can't take a woman with kids serious either.
No.
Bruh.
But I would not to say I wouldn't date a woman with kids though.
So,
I would.
But if you're not going to take her serious, then what you dating her for?
But the extent,
you going to play with her.
And I even play with it.
You're going to drink the kid's juicy juice.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
You going to come over and drink all the juicy juice and eat all the fruit snacks? That's what you're saying, Rick?
So, kinda. But for real, honestly.
You still eating the Halloween candy?
You can set parameters, right? Really and truly. You get to a certain age in your life, there should be ways that you can fully disclose what your intentions are, right? You think everybody knows that they're going to be married or they're going to be like have a life partner forever?
Right.
I think at a certain point in life, you recognize that, listen, it's not going to happen and this is my reality. And if you come to the fact that this is my reality, there's certain things that you're willing to accept. Now, you got a guy like Reg comes around, he's stable, he's giving you A1, you know what I mean? And he'll take you out, bring you dinner, come through.
Pay for your friends' dinners.
Yeah, pay for your, all that.
Trickery, rickery.
You know what I mean? We might be doing some of that. Paying some phone bills, you know what I mean? Whatever, right? You gonna pass it up because you chasing some fairy tale guy that doesn't exist? Or you're gonna stick with the reality that's right in front of your face? So that's something, that's a choice. And I think that's the thing that happens with a lot of people, is that they're not facing the reality of what they're actually in. People are in the fantasy world of thinking, okay, listen, I'm 55, I got 3 kids, and my Mr. Right is coming right around the corner. Nah, that ship sailed a while ago. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so you can't find Mr. Right after 55?
Nah, Mr. Right got arthritis, and he's
but that's fine. Listen, you make adjustments.
Mr. Right arthritis, yeah.
So he not coming to save you. You gotta do.
Why she gotta be saved?
But that's what it really is. It comes down to that. It's like you really need companionship, and the companionship that you're seeking is not what you're gonna get. So you got to face the reality, and a lot of people don't face that reality. It's the Disney era of relationships where everybody feels like Prince Charming is coming to save them.
I think we're over that though.
Are we really?
I think so.
A lot of women aren't.
I don't know any women that think of the fairy tale ending.
Then all these women that are like in their
all the females want to be kings.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think we have an era of women who. Okay, so maybe it's 2 different sides of the spectrum. Either you have like this Disney thing, or you have this whole I want to be independent, and now you telling men I don't need no man, or ain't no, ain't nothing but ain't shit niggas out here. You can't attract what you don't believe exists.
That's
so
true.
If all dudes ain't shit, that's what you gonna keep attracting.
But
that doesn't mean you're looking for a fairy tale.
But for you as a rational woman, right, saying a statement like that, right? How come there aren't enough women saying that to other women, letting them know, like, listen, what you're saying, if you're every day saying niggas,
because we're just now getting to accountability as black women.
So I'm glad that you used the word accountability, because accountability is like kryptonite to black women.
It is. It's uncomfortable, and we don't like being uncomfortable. But then, because black women don't like to be embarrassed, and we think we equate accountability with embarrassment.
No,
we do.
Really?
I mean, you can't say no.
Accountability is a part of accountability is holding the mirror up to your own face.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
So now I have to live with some of the bad decisions that I've made, and I may be embarrassed because of it. I may be embarrassed that I stayed with community Dick Raheem, and everybody told me to get away from him, but I was the one standing there justifying it. Oh no, he did, or so and so blacked my eye, and but it was a love tap, or he didn't mean it, right? And accountability means I have to, number one, accept the part I played in this. Not only was I a victim, I covered up the villain. I protected the villain. You got to admit all of that to yourself. And for some women, it's embarrassing.
It is, but there's no growth without accountability.
Absolutely,
right?
I agree.
But then, and in the process of taking accountability or not taking accountability, you tarnish somebody else. So in this process of you not taking accountability, you're tarnishing all the niggas around you. Like, oh, these niggas ain't shit. And really and truly, it's not the niggas that ain't shit. It's you that really ain't shit, because you have been not taking accountability for what you believe in, or what's been happening in your life the whole time. So you're really like throwing the blame that you should be taking for yourself, and which would eventually help you grow, onto someone else. And then we don't get any progress at all. And then we portray this picture to the world that niggas ain't shit, when it's really not the case. Right?
I agree.
So,
but the flip side of that now is men who tell you they don't want to get married because their uncle has had five failed marriages, but that's your uncle.
Yeah. Right.
If we learn to just make things subjective to that person in that situation, we would be a lot better. If we got rid of all the ifs and just lived in the moment, things would be a lot better and a lot easier.
But that sounds like vulnerability, which you need that to be able to cultivate a good relationship.
Not really.
It does.
Not too much vulnerability. She said living in the moment. Right? Like a lot of people, like when certain women want to get with men, it's like, all right, so what do we do now?
Yeah.
What's next? What about just enjoying what
are
we have now?
What are we statement is like getting kicked in the nuts all the time. Cause it's like, yo, why you at the actor? We was just having fun.
Right.
Be like Carisha. So what is we?
What we is. What we is. Like, nah. Why we had to do that? Right? Cause then if we are living in the moment, then let's just embrace it for what it is right now, and then and
let me tell you this. Let me drop a little game on you.
Yeah,
women ask that because we don't want to waste our time. Because remember, as a woman, I have a biological clock. So if I don't have any kids, and you're just frolicking with this situation that we have, or friendship or whatever, right? What if I waste all my good years on you?
But what if you don't?
And now I have a problem having kids.
So what if you don't, though? That's the thing. Because the thing about...
But that's just it. Women don't. And I love the fact that we are starting to understand, you don't got to stay, ma. You can get up and go.
Which is true. Because the thing is, a lot of times, if you women to say men will waste their time. And going back to your accountability thing, we don't ever hear the side of women wasting men's time. Right? Because, like, listen, I'm here. A lot of men are intentional with a lot of things as far as they know financially they need to get money together to do what they need to do, right? And not to say that I won't bring you into my life and embrace a love relationship and have that grow, but like I just don't want to tell you I'm gonna marry you tomorrow or marry you next year or whatever. And women want that definite because they, as you say, they have a biological clock and they're counting in the back of their heads. But I'm looking at it like, yo, I'm rocking with Jazz. And I mean, she came into my life at a good time and we building and we're going to get to that point, right? And you don't want to hear that. You're like, nah, bro, you got to tell me.
When are we getting to that point?
So why do you need a when if you rocking? We
because you're not about to have me be your girlfriend at 70 years old.
Whoa, Shatek.